Hello everyone from Sutherland Skies. Another night of astrophotography. Well, hopefully we're all set up now, and yeah, I've already made a start on the Horsehead Nebula, as you can see on the screen there. I was going to start recording, doing a screen capture and whatnot right from the start, but I had a few technical problems with the laptop. It's been a bit slow, and I thought, oh, will I even bother doing it this tonight? But I thought, now that I'm up and running and everything seems to have settled down, I thought I'll try recording and see what happens. And so far so good. So what else to say really now? It's been a while since I've done this. The weather's been so bad over winter. It's just been rainy and cloudy and miserable, and it's been such a rare night to try and get a night of astronomy or astrophotography. So it's promising a clear night tonight. It's just say clouds about 9 o'clock, and it is just 8 o'clock back 8 now, so we'll see. But it's saying after that forecast for a clear night all the way through. Unfortunately, I'm working tomorrow, so how late do I stay up? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. See if it is going to be a really good night or not, and determine what time to pack up. See how tired I get later on as well. But it's good just to be back out in the shed and get the telescope all set up, and yeah, it's been a while. And saying that, yeah, it's been a while for anything really serious, to be honest. I was out a couple of days ago. It was a bit of a clear sky, and managed to get a bit of an image of a galaxy. I think it was 2093 maybe. Could be wrong. I would really have to double check. Can't really remember. But yeah, it was quite interesting, and yeah, something different. Just for, I think I've got 2 hours on it. So yeah. So as you can see on the Horsehead Nebula, I've never actually taken a really good image of the Horsehead or Flame Nebula. And again, it's a bit low in the sky. It's winter's passing, and I've just never had a chance this year to image it when it was in a good place in the sky, so I thought try and get the chance now before it disappears for good. So here we are. There's a bit of a halo or something going on here as well, just on the right hand side of the screen. It'll come out with calibration frames, but it's really annoying. I don't know what it is, if it's a speck of dust or something on a lens that's reflecting. I've no idea. It wasn't there at the end of last season, so it's something that's, and I've never had any of the equipment apart. It's all been sealed, so I think it's maybe something on the lens maybe that's just causing a bit of a strange circular effect. It was the same a couple of days ago when I was imaging the galaxy. It was in exactly the same place, so I need to really get out and give it a check and give it a clean. But I say it did come out of the image. It was with calibration calibration frames, so it's not too much of an issue, but it's just annoying because the whole sensor's really clean, and the filters should all be really clean, because I say it's all been sealed up. I really just don't take it apart at all. Guiding's a bit poor. It keeps going up and down and up and down again. I don't know what's wrong tonight, but I've not really set PhD up particularly well. I've really just left it with all the defaults and let it run. And to be honest, I was that bit harassed tonight getting everything set up when I realised it was going to be a clear sky after all. I've not even done a polar alignment, so maybe got something to do with it. As you can see from the top image there, the telescope is in an observatory, homemade observatory by myself, wooden observatory. It's not completely finished. You can see there's one half of the roof on it. I've still got the other half of the roof to finish. but it slides over, and the other half will obviously slide over as well and seal. And that'll just be brilliant, just being able to come out, everything's all set up, the telescope's on a concrete pier, rock solid, and just slide the roofs apart, it's all connected, it's all ready to go, it's all in its home position, and it's just a case of just plug the laptop in, the computer, whatnot, and yeah, make a start really, do an autofocus, and polar alignment maybe would be a good idea as well. But I got a good polar alignment the last time it was on the pier, and it has been off the pier to get the observatory constructed roundabouts, so I think it's actually doing not too badly considering its guidance, not too bad considering that the polar alignment will be out because it's been on and off the pier. So yeah, good enough to get around stars now, but we'll see how it goes. It's good just to actually be out and do something rather than having all this equipment sitting and can't get the use of it. Last year was really good. I was out a few times last year with the telescope. It was a really good run of clear nights last year, but this winter has just been terrible. There was very little between October to December, and yeah, nothing in January, nothing in February, and so far now 2 nights in March. So yeah, so we'll see how it goes. And yes, so I'm really just I was tonight originally just going to sort of play about with things and just get used to it again and try and remember what to do with all the software and whatnot, but it all seems to be okay. I say the computer was going a bit slow to start with, especially with Stellarium. Since I've downloaded a new program, it seems really sluggish. It could just be the laptop as well, it's pretty old and it's not very powerful. So I'm really having to just take things slow, don't click on things too quickly or it just tends to program not responding. I've had that with Nina a couple of times tonight, but now I've got the sequence started, it's just doing everything automatic, so it seems to be okay so far. The next sort of reasonable investment I'd really like to make is a new computer, not a laptop again, but I was thinking maybe just a sort of mini computer, but something quite powerful. Plenty of memory, plenty of RAM, good processor. I mean, I think this laptop's just like 8 gig of RAM, maybe 1 terabyte of storage, which is fine. I mean, I can store things on anything, but more for the processing side as well. Once I actually get into sort of more serious processing of images, either through, I used to use Astro Pixel Processor, certainly on the trial version, it was really good, I quite liked it. I know most people seem to use PixInsight, but it's certainly, I think either of those programs, it would just be so slow on this computer anyway. So, rambling on as usual. It's been a while since I've actually been on camera and filmed things, and so this tends to be just what I do. Oh, I'm getting fidgety already. I need to get a comfy seat. This is too hard a seat to be sitting in for any length of time. I'm getting sore legs, sore back. Even like a second-hand office chair would be good, just something comfy that you could recline maybe a little bit and put the feet up. I don't really think you can see an awfully lot in the webcam. Just sitting in my potting shed. The shed's sort of wee lean-to shed onto the house, and the telescope's in the garden, as you can see with the image above me there. That's probably about 12 feet away from where I'm sitting now, so not too bad. I've got a USB cable running. It's a bit too long for a USB 3, so I've just got I think it's a 5 metre, it could be a 7.5 metre USB 2 extension cable, so fine for sort of long exposure images, but if you're trying to do anything really fast, I was trying to image the planets excuse me, before until the end of last year, and at that point the observatory wasn't built, but the pier was there, so it's in exactly the same position. And yeah, it was a bit slow with the downloads when you're trying to do sort of video files and short exposures. It was a bit slow coming through. So the only other alternative I was thinking was have a wee mini computer on the scope, and then just Wi-Fi everything over to the shed, so I could maybe get a better connection or a faster connection that way. But using USB 2 doesn't really seem to bother me. It's more deep sky things I'm doing anyway. Sort of 3-minute exposures, 5-minute exposures, so it's not like the data has to come through super fast. Yeah. So quite handy just sitting in the wee shed here. I've got the heater on. It's pretty cold tonight. It's not what temperature is it actually? 4 degrees, not too bad at all. Slight wind, maybe slightly too windy. Not too windy, I'm getting no bad images, but now and again there's a wee gust of wind, you can hear it, and PhD goes through the roof, then it settles down again. But certainly having the scope in the observatory there, it's certainly protecting it a lot for the wind. I've noticed I'm getting away with imaging a lot more in sort of windier conditions than I ever used to, just out and open, so it seems to be making a good difference, even just protecting it where it sits. But it was forecast for gusts to be in the sort of 30 mile an hour tonight, and it's sort of 29-30 gusts, maybe 15-16 mile an hour winds, which generally is not ideal. A good still night would be perfect. I think that's probably why PhD's a bit high, 1.91 total RMS. The last time I was out it was hovering about 0.97, maybe 1, 0.95, so it's nearly double what it was the other night. But I say it's a bit breezy outside, so as long as I'm getting round stars and they're not too bloated, I'll be quite happy at that. Let's have a quick sort of zoom in. So yeah, I've got to get rid of this with calibration frames. Even dithering actually makes a big difference, getting rid of them. The stars are not too bad. Considering the scope, it's a Celestron 8-inch SCT on a 4-cam mount. It's a CPC series telescope, and that is on a Celestron wedge, an HD Pro wedge, and I say bolted down solid onto a probably well over engineered concrete pier and a over engineered concrete pad that now the observatory has been built onto as well. So it is absolutely solid. What a difference it made from moving for a tripod onto something that's actually fixed to the ground. Huge difference. Yeah. Probably just like getting everything out there now, because it's been so long since I've been doing anything. Just ramble on. Itchy ear. So yeah, I've got a sequence set up now. I just set it up for 5 3-minute exposures for LRGB. It'll give me an hour because I really wasn't confident on the forecast. So after an hour, if it is still clear, I'll just redo it for another hour, and by that point Horsehead might be getting a bit too low in the sky to actually be doing much. So if I could get 2 hours on it, it'd be better than what I've probably ever done before. Let's have a look at stellarium. Maybe not look at stellarium. we'll not go too quickly through pages now. It might just crash everything. I think we should just leave things as they are to just do its thing. Yeah, I don't know what it is with Stellarium. If it's just the new version, it just seems really, I don't know, it seems to zap the power from the laptop. No, that's not the right terminology, but you know what I mean. It just makes things go really slow, which is a shame because I really like Stellarium because it's easy to use, but it's just bogging the computer right down. I never had this trouble with older versions, so I don't know what they've done to it, but it seems quite sort of graphics hungry, if you like. Maybe in a sort of more modern computer it'd work fine with a good graphics card and plenty of RAM and whatnot, but not on this old laptop. It's a few years old now and it's just hanging on. I like a lot of my equipment, to be honest. It's all pretty old. I've had the scope for, I don't know, 6 years maybe now. I always wanted to sort of upgrade and get something, another SCT, but I was always wanted a 9 1/4 or maybe even an edge, but just never ever found the money, to be honest, to spend on it. So still got my original scope, my original mount, original wedge, and just over time upgraded some of the other equipment. I used to have a guide scope and I've changed that to an off-axis guider, which really has helped a lot, although the guidance is pretty poor tonight, but more to do with the weather than anything else. Oh, excuse me, don't want to start yawning now, it's only 8:30 coming up. Not good to be yawning this early in the night. So yeah, I've got a Celestron off-axis guider and a ZWO174 Mini guide camera, which is brilliant. It's got a huge sensor on it, it's quite sensitive, and yeah, it seems to pick up plenty of stars in conjunction with the Celestron's quite big prism. So yeah, it's been working well. And on really clear still nights, the guiding comes way down. Yeah, I get quite good numbers and more importantly quite good round stars. So I've got the Celestron focal reducer on as well, which I think it takes the focal ratio down to 1280 millimeters. I'm pretty sure. So it gives us, someone's at the door. Hello. Oh, what's that? Oh, forgot about that.
Tiramisu.
Tiramisu. Cake as well. And I've got Mr. Bramble.
See?
Yes.
Mr. Bramble.
Oh, you could shut the door, you're like, no, we can hear you. Oh, he likes being in. He's been quite happy just sitting there all night. Well, he came in anyway. He did jump onto my back at one point. I was like, what are you doing? And he goes in away in the blanket in the back of me for a while. But I think I was too fidgety for him. Oh, jeez. He's a bit like Towers on the fan. He just likes to be around. Whatever you're doing, he's quite happy just to be there.
He does like a good clapping as well, though, as you can see. Really. I've probably got a bit of cake now that Osso's eaten.
Oh, probably. Would not surprise
right,
me.
Can you continue on clapping on?
Got the Horsehead Nebula tonight.
Right, no, like,
No.
just
Okay, it'll be fine. I've been getting my attention back at the moment.
oh, yes. Let's get rid of the big eyes, John.
Oh.
Maybe you could just try and crush the water to you. Just come here, Lucy. See.
Hello. Hello.
See you in a bit.
See you in a bit. Oh, yes. Back to this again. Had my partner at the door, giving me my dessert after I had my main course there. Had my tea in the shed tonight since don't usually get the chance to do this, so it's just been home from work, get a telescope uncovered. I see I've only got half the roof on the observatory, then I'm still building the other half, so I've got it all tarped over and sealed up for the rain and the wind and whatnot, so all the tarps off it, everything uncovered, one half of the roof slid open. Oh, that didn't look very good. The horsehead's disappeared for some reason. I wonder if it's getting cloudy already. Surely not. Either that has just changed filter to green and it's maybe just not showing up an awful lot on green. I shall maybe have a wee look outside now, see what the sky's doing, but I think it's maybe just about the filter change, to be honest. Let's just see. Luminance and red were given quite a good it's odd. It was showing up quite well. Have a wee check now. Hey, purples. Well, the sky's quite good still, so I'm assuming it's just the filter that's not picking up very well. The next exposure is about to come through, so we'll see what that's like. Got a lot of satellite trails as well. Goodness, there's another one. It was the same the other night when I was out. The amount of satellite trails, it's just ridiculous. Let's see. Green. So the HFR is really high on that one. Yeah, it's just the green filters. It's just not picking up the horsehead so well. We'll see what the blue's like as well. I suppose, to be honest, just use like the coloured filters just to get the right star colours, and I could always do another sequence just with luminance. just to get more detail, maybe even do another hour with luminance, and yeah, see how that goes. So yeah, what was I saying before I went out? Can't even remember. So yeah, I've got an 8-inch SCT. The camera I'm using, the main camera I'm using, is another ZW294mm Pro, which I've had now for probably 3 years. I used to use a Canon DSLR when I first started imaging. I think it's maybe 3 years, maybe 2.5 years I've had the Astro camera, something like that. God, the guidance suddenly went really bad as well. I think it was just a wee bit windy there as well, so. But yeah, 3.08 is pretty bad for total RMS. Why is it doing that? Let's see if it settles down a little bit or not. I don't know. So here it goes. Next image. Oh, well, at least we didn't get a satellite through that one. But yeah, you can just make out the Horsehead. So yeah, the main camera's been quite good. I've quite liked the 294mm. You've got a lot of, yeah, not really any complaints with that at all. It always seems to have worked fine. And a big step up for using the DSLR, that's for sure. It's good just being able to cool the camera. I usually keep it minus 10 degrees Celsius as well. It seems to work quite well at that, and it's good for when a later date when I'm doing my flat frames and whatnot, I can put it back to the same temperature. And I'll see how good these images turn out, if it's even worth sort of combining calibration frames and try to get a decent image. I've just never managed to get, I don't know what I'm trying to say. The weather's been so bad, I've never been able to get more than maybe 2 hours on a target. So I've never really had enough data to get a really good image, and then put calibration frames in as well and put in the effort. It's just been sort of a bit here, a bit there. But winter's not over yet. I've really got to about the end of April before it starts to get too clear, and then it's just really impossible to do any astrophotography. So I've still got nearly 2 months left before summer comes around, and that'll be it till. Well, it doesn't have to be. I suppose I could always image the sun as well and do other things, but yeah, there's always things I suppose you could do. Get the observatory finished as well would be brilliant. Over summer, certainly get all the finishing touches done. I'll hopefully get the other half of the roof finished and get the framework built for it to roll off in the next few weeks, hopefully, and then it's just a case of sort of finishing inside, more coats of paint, do all the electrics properly, put everything in conduit, and okay, bits and pieces to do, just lots of wee finishing off things. But at least the main structure will be built, that will be watertight. Get a few coats of paint on it as well, and yeah, make sure it's all sealed up properly. Yeah, and next astro season should be so much easier. I can just in and out in minutes rather than half an hour or so getting set up, and it's the packing up at 2, 3 in the morning when you've got work the next day or whatever time, and you just want to get everything shut down and go to bed. That'll be the big bonus. Or if the bad weather happens to come over, which has happened before, clear, then all of a sudden it starts raining or it starts snowing and it just comes from nowhere. In seconds I could get the roof covered, get the scope parked, the roof covered, and then unpark it and uncover it like minutes later if need be. Geez, nearly every frame's got a satellite trail through it. This is going to be good. I will just eat my cake for now. Some bits of the sky are terrible for satellites compared to other bits. Tell you, that's not going to help the guiding either as well. I was thinking they're so low in the sky now, the Horsehead. I mean, it's something ridiculous, like 15 degrees I think now, something like that. I was just taking the chance to try and get some image of it before it goes away for winter. There's a cat at the door. One of the many cats we have. Come on, also. Come on. Come on, also. Here you come. Come on. Here you come. Hey, Tiger, you coming? Come in. There we go, so. He's a good cat. He's clever. He's clever. Yes. Come on, also. That's also in the door. I've had Bramble in with me most of the night as well. Out of view, but he's behind me on the workbench. He's been quite happy he likes to just spend time in the shed when I'm imaging. Also's another kettle of fish, he's just off his head. So yes, we've got 5 cats now. Because they're not busy enough for other things. But hey, also, it's okay. There's a lot I'm going to have to edit out of this video. The last time I recorded something on OBS, again it was like 2.5 hours of me sitting in here just rambling on. Imaging, I can't remember what it was now. And yeah, I just ended up putting the whole thing out onto YouTube because I couldn't be bothered editing it all down. So it's like a 2.5 hour video of me just sitting here chatting away and eating my tea and talking to the cats, and yeah, not a lot of people watched it, fun enough. Maybe too long for a lot of people. Just sit and watch a 2.5 hour long video of me. So yeah, maybe I should start editing things as well. Maybe make it a bit more interesting for the general peoples. Guidance is getting really bad. Why is it getting so bad? Playing about with things isn't really going to help anything. Is there a big difference between taking 2-second exposures or 4-second exposures? I don't really know. I don't know why it keeps jumping up so high. So it's okay. Do you know, I think we'll go the other way. Let's just try longer exposures and see what happens. Come on, also. There's plenty of stars there. Come on, also. Don't know why it's all over the place tonight. Do you know, again, I think it could just be the wind. It's just too breezy back and forward. Come on. Didn't start fighting. Come on. We'll see. That's just changed to the blue filter, so 15 minutes to go, and at least that'll be a full LRGB set. And we'll see. It's maybe just I was having a look outside, it's getting pretty low to the horizon, to be honest. Wow, 5.5, there's something wrong there. Something very wrong there. Why on earth is it so bad all of a sudden? I'm going to have to check the sky, make sure there's not a cat hanging on for the end of the scope or something silly like that. In fact, let's just check the... Right, come on you two. Yeah, it's maybe just too low in the sky. Well, the blue's picking up a bit more for the Horsehead again, and look at the satellite trails. We'll get some sort of picture out of it, but how good it's going to be, I do not know. Yeah, I was hoping to do another hour just of luminance, but it's getting far too low in the sky for that tonight. I'll need to pick another target, I think, something high up in the sky, get better guiding, get better seeing, and something that's going to last me a few hours, or something hopefully before the meridian, so it's still climbing. It's going to be quite high in the sky. Most of the nebula are sort of over the meridian, but now at this time, and that's 9:15. It's all galaxies that's coming up now. What are you doing? Come on, Bramble. Come on. Which is fine. I could maybe do the Leo triplet if it comes up. I've not done that for her. I've imaged it once before, but it was a few years ago with the DSLR. And it wasn't great. I wouldn't mind trying to get a real good image of either the Hamburger Galaxy or the Leo triplet. Just watch the cables. Just wait till the cat just walks over the keyboard and disconnects things, and as they do. Shot with chance looking at Stellarium. Oh, it worked this time. So yeah, we're actually, oh no, it's actually above. We're at 30 degrees. I thought it was a lot lower than that, but we're below the equator. And when actually looking at it outside, yeah, the telescope's sitting not far off the horizontal. It's a tad low. Roughly 29, yeah, 29.2 degrees. Yeah, it's time to look for another target. The rosette, I would have to do a mosaic. I've taken one image of the rosette before, it turned out really good, but it was almost like a quarter of the Rosette Nebula. To get it all in, it would have to be a better night than tonight. I was thinking about either the monkey head or the jellyfish. I've done the monkey head before and it turned out really well. I've got a good image of that. The jellyfish, I've never been able to get a very good image. It's very faint. I should maybe try upping it to 5-minute exposures, but in this sort of windy weather I've been a bit put off. So yeah, that's what I imaged a couple of nights ago. NGC 2903. See, Stellarium is really notchy. It's so slow in doing things. I really shouldn't mess about too much with this. Right, zoom out a bit. The Leo triplet, let's have a look. Where's that about? I've got the Leo quartet. I've not even looked at that before. I suppose galaxy season will be upon us. Looks quite small. Looking for a galaxy that's just quite small again, something that's going to show up in the sensor of a reasonable size, not like as big as the Whirlpool or whatnot, which I've got a few good images of. The usual Whirlpool. Oh, what was the other one? Oh, I can't remember. Memory is terrible. I've been so many galaxies. If I remember right, that the Leo triplet was quite low in the sky in the east coming up. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's even lower than now than the Horsehead Nebula. Right, okay, also I'm coming. Yes. It's 17.4 degrees. It's going to be a while before it's sort of coming up. Maybe a target for later on in the evening if the weather stays good. I could just get that in the frame, get the three of them in. Right, something for later in the night then. But what about the now? Come on, zoom out. I end up wasting so much time just trying to find targets. Thor's helmet's another one I've always wanted to get an image of, but it's so low in the sky here. I'm sure at some point in the year it's higher up, but I've always missed it. I mean, telescope's up here now. Thor's helmet's away down here, like about 17 degrees. All these nebula and whatnot, but they're so low. And all the nebula above it are massive ones that I can only get a part of with the focal ratio. Right, let's see how we're doing image wise. 2 exposures to go. But you know, I might just squeeze in another few illuminants once this is finished, just to try and get as much data as possible, even though the guided numbers are terrible. stars are still looking quite round, if not slightly bloated. And then after I've done a wee run of luminance on the Horsehead, find another target that's high up in the sky that I can maybe image for a couple of hours. Hey also, hey, yes, hey, you coming up? You coming up? He's such a petted cat generally, but he's just wants in, wants out. Hey, hey also, sit, sit. If all else fails, get a cup of tea. Oh, if I can get the flask undone. Oh, I just put the top on far too tight. Goodness. Good idea taking a flask in here. I'm further up and down, back in the house, back out for cups of tea. At least I can get 2 or 3 cups of tea out of this flask. Maybe in time get a wee, say get a kettle or not, but then you're in there looking for, like, I was going to say a mini fridge, but to be honest, a carton of milk's going to last fine out here for a night. It's not going to go off in that space of time, so. I don't actually want to move into the shed, it's just get multiple cups of tea would be handy. Get a little teas made, a little automatic tea maker, that would just be brilliant. I don't think there's anything I can do to get these guiding numbers down now. It is what it is. I'll just clearing it again if it would make any difference. Probably not. So really just the green filter didn't really show up the Horsehead very well. The rest are not too bad. I didn't even bother doing an autofocus on filter change either. Usually I do, well, if I get a really good night and I'm trying to take a really good proper quality image, then I usually do an autofocus on filter change as well. But tonight, the wind being the way it was, I was thinking, do you know what, just have a sort of stripped down version of astrophotography, just do the sort of minimum required just to try and get some sort of image. But yeah, the autofocuser works really well. I've got a Pegasus Astro Focus Cube Zero, which claims to be a zero backlash focus motor. It's got no gearbox, it's just a sort of direct drive motor, but it still looks like the same as the normal focus cubes, but it's specifically made for SCTs apparently. I've had it about a year now, and yeah, it works really well. It's so easy to just get focus all the time now. It's right. Finish that sequence. Let's quickly do another sequence just of luminance. Reset everything. Yes. Total. Just do 10. Start. wasn't even guided. Because I never had the start guiding at the top ticked for some reason. I usually always make sure it guides, and I forgot to have it switched on. Right. See if we can squeeze in some more luminance before we have to back up for this target and move on to something else. Every image has got a satellite through it. It's like, geez. The skies are definitely getting worse. I know you hear in the news all the time, more satellites, but I've never really noticed, certainly last year, any huge increase. I think it depends as well which part of the sky you're looking at. Some parts I can image all night and never see one satellite trail. Other times like this, it's like every single frame. Are you coming also? Come on then. Don't jump up the laptop, you can come up with me. Come on. Come on then. Come on. Stop playing about with the guidance. It is what it is. It's not good. We'll see when we move to a different target. Come on then. Oh, not on the laptop. You can stay here. There we go. Good cat. Good cat. This is also. Yes. Yes. Hey, it's okay. Shh. Go. He does like to settle on my knee. There we go. It's okay. Yes. Yes. I think me talking to the laptop's putting them off a bit. He's probably thinking there's someone else here that I'm chatting to all the time. Yes. We're usually quite quiet. Hey, it's a pause. It's a pause. See what this next luminance looks like. There we go. And I've got bramble up behind me, probably just outshot of the camera. I can't see myself on the webcam on the screen that I'm on now. So just got to hope that everything's sort of in frame. At the end of the day, I don't do these YouTube videos to be a YouTuber and make money because, well, I don't think that's ever going to happen. I just put it out there for something to do. Something to do on a rainy day. Stick the YouTube videos together and put it out there, and if people like and watch it, then that's all fine, and if they don't, then they don't. I don't really care. You see, I'm not really going to call myself a YouTuber. That's a bit smoother, like, a bit nicer. Very nice. Even with guiding numbers over 3.06 total RMS, just need to take it. It's either that, pack up because it's too windy, so I'd rather, if I'm not getting star trails or the stars aren't overly bloated, then may as well just continue. Hey, also, yes, I can hear the gust of wind out there now. It's getting a bit blowy, but just back and forward. It calms down for a bit and then picks up. Typical Scottish Highland weather. Oh, excuse me. Great for dark skies because there's little to no light pollution, but the only light pollution I tend to get is from the moon. And now there's no moon at all. Oh, there is a moon, but it's just not coming up over the horizon. I've not even checked the actual path of the moon, to be honest. The least of my, or the phase of the moon, the least of my thoughts. I was just wanting to get out there and start taking pictures. So yeah, where I stay, top northwest corner of Scotland, up in Sutherland. So yeah, according to Clear Outside, it's a Bortle 1 where I live, which is great. I mean, when I stepped outside the shed there, yeah, it was actually that dark. You can't see the ground, you couldn't see anything in front of you. No moon, no light pollution. It is just dark. But unfortunately, we live in a bit of a valley. Lots of hills round about, lots of quite high hills close by. Excuse me again. And it just attracts all the clouds and rain and wind. And so yeah, great to live in a bottle one. Not so good to be living close to such high mountains and hills and valleys, and quite close to the west coast as well. So we get a lot of all the Atlantic storms that come from America just come right over us. We sort of get hit with it quite early on. So it was pretty stormy not that long ago. I mean, real high winds. So yeah, we got a lot of bad weather. But when you get the holy trinity of clear skies, no wind, no moon, it is just amazing here. Absolutely amazing. There was a good show with the Northern Lights just 2 nights ago. I missed it. I was in bed. Didn't even realise it was going to be a good show. But oh my goodness. Yeah, a few people around about got some amazing pictures. I missed that one. I've got some in the past, in the Northern Lights. Really, really good. Some lovely purples and greens and reds and whatnot. Well, after this wee run of exposures, I'll have a wee look outside, see where the telescope's pointing, because it's not probably going to be long, and it'll be pointing, getting close to pointing to the hills. Or certainly getting close to the roof of the observatory. So I'll stick up on the screen actually the equipment that I'm using as well now. Just for anyone that's interested. Yeah, I'm just showing off now all this. I've been practicing with OBS as well quite a bit. I'm not really used to using this sort of software. I've only to put a couple of these videos up on YouTube, so I'm really still learning as well. What to do and how to do things the better way and or the best way and whatnot. So yeah, big learning curve even just using sort of video capture software and whatnot. And yeah, it's all been interesting as well. I don't think we need that up too much longer. It's not particularly smooth as well, the wee scrolling thing. CPU usage is like 50%. We'll take that off. And we can take the wee equipment list off as well now, I think. So yeah. Good to just practice as well though. One day I might do a deadly serious, quite professional looking video. But then it wouldn't be the same as just astronomy from the shed. There's lots of people out there that do really professional homemade videos. Nothing wrong with being a bit, shall we say, rustic in my production qualities. Yes. Get also in as well. Yes, that's also. Yes. Is it what on camera too? Yes, you are. Three lumens down. That one looks a bit blurry, doesn't it? Doesn't look very good. Image history, let's have a look. Oh no, the roof. HFR 11.81. I'm going to put a thumbs down for that. Guidance likely to be ineffective. Why does that happen? Why did we get an error message? It's like it was disconnected there. Do you know, it's possibly me messing about with OBS as well. I think the computer was, the laptop was on the edge of being able to just do what it could do without me messing about with other things. Yeah, I know, so yeah, I know. Yes. I think we'll just not play about with things. Leave it to do its thing, see how this image turns out. But at least we'll have something. I'll get these processed. I'm using Cyril now just because it's free, and once I eventually get the computer that I want, I'll probably get Astropixel processor actually, because I just really like it. It's great for stacking and it's great for doing mosaics, for stitching things together. And yeah, when I used the free version, I found it so easy. And I know everyone seems to use Pix Insight, and again it looks amazing, but we'll see. Oh, itchy here. We shall see. Cyril does the job now. At least I can get some sort of image out of it. I'm no expert on it either. I really just do sort of real quick and nasty stacking and processing. That looks a bit better. Stars a bit more backed around again. So yeah. And I've always got all the data anyway, so in time I can always reprocess things with I'm not going to say better program, because there's nothing wrong with Cyril, and there's a lot of people on YouTube do really good tutorials with Cyril, but is Pix Insight more powerful? Is there more things you can do? Probably. APP, I just love the way it's set up, and it's just so simple, and it's always given me good results in the past. Considering the data's maybe not always been the best putting into it, but it's given me some pretty good images, and I just like it. So may as well use what you like rather than just sort of following the trend and just using something that everyone seems to use. It's not really been my style. It generally gives me harder work than not, but hey, Mr. Rosso. Yes. Things seem to have settled down a little bit again in the computer. I was getting worried that PhD was having sort of disconnection issues there, but it seems to be okay again. Yeah. Worst things to do on a Wednesday night, sitting here in a nice warm cosy shed, taking images of space, with a cat on your knee and a cup of tea in hand. Not too bad. Must be getting old. Yeah, the simple things. Cup of tea and a cat, what else do you need? And of course a shed to sit into. Yeah, still mesmerised by the Horsehead Nebula. I'm just sitting here staring into the screen of Nina here, just looking at it. It's one of those nebulas that actually looks like what it's called. It does look like a horse's head. And I just love the waviness of the background behind it and the sort of the light. Oh god, did I start yawning? Sort of light nebulosity with the contrast with the dark nebula. Doing another dither. Yes. 5 frames in. We'll see if we can squeeze another 5 out of it. I'm going to go and have a wee look outside. I'm surprised I'm not picking up any of the hill in the distance, because the last time I looked the scope was looking pretty close to touching the top of the hills. Not physically obviously, just let's turn this around. Looks quite nice up that way as well, so sit the right way up. We'll see which way looks best to compose the image once we're done. Oh, I could go to sleep. Oh, it's making me sleepy also. All your purring, yes. As soon as you get a purring cat on you, it's just like, oh, eyes shut. It's you that's doing this to me, yes. Yes it is, yes it is. You're going away over there. Move that out of your way. Yep, heater's still on, it feels a bit chillier. Probably obviously it is getting chillier. Well, you'd imagine, temperature's still saying 4 degrees. Just start to feel a bit colder in here. Oh, sorry. Keep yawning away. And fidgeting as well. This chair is so uncomfortable. Be trying a live stream on YouTube someday as well. I don't know if this laptop will be up to that. I don't know. I've no idea. I don't know if I've done sort of practice live streams just to get it all set up and make sure I know what I'm doing and manage to do it, but I've never actually done a sort of full length imaging live stream. I'd love to have done something like that tonight. Try and get some other people, maybe even if I've got any viewers, get a bit of interaction. It'd be quite nice. I should really just try it with the laptop. If it crashes and it can't do it, then it can't do it, but it's really on the edge of what it can do with all this running with main camera, guide camera, webcam, the Observatory camera. It's really on the edge of being able to just hold on with it, things starting to fail. So I don't know if live streaming might be a bit much for it as well. I don't know. Well, the guidance seems to have settled at roughly around about the high 2s to 3. It's no way up at 4.85 like it was before. I don't know what was going on there. If anything, it's starting to get a bit better again. I don't know. I keep saying I don't know. I do know. It's really gusty wind outside. Sitting in the shed, you think, oh, the weather's fine outside, and you actually go outside and it's quite blowy, so just as I said that, it's up to over 3 again. It's like, John, why do you say these things? So yeah. I'll put it out like the wind. And certainly this target, like being so low in the sky as well, is not helping. Four exposures to go, and I think we'll call it quits with this one, this target. In fact, I'm going to nip out the now and have a wee look at the sky and have a wee look at the scope position and see what's what. Are you coming out also? Are you staying here? Are you coming? Are you staying? Maybe. Come on also. Oh dear. Yeah. Scope's getting pretty low in the sky. Right, I think I shall have to say goodnight, and we'll call it quits at that because the laptop's just going to break down completely, I think. Anyway, it's been another bit of a test for OBS, and I hope you've enjoyed what's been going on so far, and we'll hopefully try and get the technical difficulties with the laptop sorted out before the next recording, and take it from there. Well, from Sutherland Skies and from Astronomy from the Shed, I shall say good night and clear skies, everyone. Bye for now. Bye.